Hi everyone, and welcome along.
60-minute presentation. If I promise to
do apologize for that, everybody. Hi everybody, and welcome along to our market analysis and our market update and economic analysis for today. Let's get straight into Forex Factory and see what it has for us today as far as news. It's been an interesting start to the market today. I'm quite looking forward to getting into the charts and having a bit of a chat about them. This run into this election is going to be pretty interesting. So we've had Canada and the US change their daylight savings. And we got bank holiday in Japan Tuesday as they the big day, as they get ready for the big day. Interesting day to have off, really. Quiet Monday, US IC manufacturing PMI, and I'm not expecting that to have a big impact on the markets at this stage. Tuesday, fascinating day. Aussie cash rate coming out. Definitely an expectation here for a reduction in the interest rates. For mine, clear indication of that by Governor Lowe, and yet I've got some really knowledgeable people telling me it's just not going to happen. And it makes for an interesting day because following that, we've got the US presidential election. That's Tuesday US, so that'll be Tuesday evening Australia. Result probably coming through Wednesday morning Australia. And do join us for the presidential electoral show we are running on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Singapore. We try and get a hold of these election results. But it is interesting because if cash rate doesn't meet expectations, we could expect to see, depending on the statement, we could see a push up, then we could see the statement, which could see it push anywhere, and then we could see a presidential election, which could see it go anywhere again. So we could easily see the Aussie go up, down, up, 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 down, 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 down. We could see anything on the day. So the Aussie is going to be the one to watch, I think, on Tuesday, Wednesday. Look, I hate to admit it, but New Zealand employment change quarter on quarter. Unlikely to take too much headline, I would have thought, in the middle of the US election results. And we've got ISM PMI from the US, all of this stuff. EU economic forecast coming in, Bank of England monetary policy report. The Monetary Policy Committee official bank votes, we're expecting to see 9 in favour of the same and none for change at this point. So it's going to be an interesting week and a big week. When you're talking Monetary Policy Committee votes, FOMC statements, federal funds rate, FOMC press conference, employment change, employment rate. Boy, there's some stuff, non-farm employment change. This is going to be a dynamite week fundamentally. And I think really importantly, look, we've got to remember this, right? A lot of talk about whether Trump will go or Trump will stay if he gets taken out of power. And, you know, that's not really my discussion about whether he'll be taken out of power or not. But what I can say is that let's remember that the next president of the US is due to be inaugurated on the 21st of January. So what we need from this election is a result before that, and preferably well before that. But if it's not clear on the night, it's not really the end of the world. I do think by next Monday, what we will see is this rate out of Australia, this Monetary Policy Committee stuff out of the UK, the US presidential election, non-farm payrolls. I think next week we're going to start to see direction. I think this week is a real chop around week. We need to be really careful in it. Really, the charts could be anywhere by next Monday. But I think from there what we might start to see is good direction, and that's certainly what I'd like to see. Let's have a look at some charts. And look, we've been pretty lucky. Our analysis has rung pretty true on a number of things recently. Look, we talk a lot about, I'll just come out of the weekly chart of Bitcoin as we take on, and this is why we're on it. Here's Bitcoin here, taking on this high from 2019. Look, we haven't been back to these levels for a long time, and I would expect to see a little bit of resistance around the top of this bar. No doubt, you've got a little bit more, possibly around the top of this bar here. So, and then the question is Bitcoin going to do the run up? And again, lots of people I know talking about Bitcoin going back to 20,000, in fact, well past it, and we will watch with interest. One of the things that we like at the moment is Bitcoin is doing what everything else is doing, and that's, well, from a US dollar point of view, and that can be a good thing. So this morning, Bitcoin, like many others, started off with a little bit of a gap. See, it closed here and then it opened here, and now it's quietly closing that gap back down. In some way, that's quite an unnewsworthy thing, but we have taken us outside the range of this bar here, which I thought was the prevailing range in Bitcoin. And it'll be interesting to see whether when we close this gap, we test the top of this range, where we go from there. Do we pull back into this range, or do we pop out and put another leg up before the next election? Boy, that's a tough call. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see us pop up. But as traders, what we'll do is we'll watch and wait. and we'll let the market unfold this stuff, and then we'll trade. Don't rush in, guys. Look, the Nasdaq, similar story here. Closed here on Friday, opened here on Monday. Already looking to pop back up and close the gap. Has had a look down as well, and I think, again here, you've got to suggest there's some downward pressure here. I've talked for a few days about the fact I thought that 10,700, it's not out of the question before the election. A little more selling on the Nasdaq, not impossible. I think, for this kind of trading, really, what you're probably looking for is to use Friday's bar as a bit of a guide. If you've got above the top of Friday's bar, well, we can suggest we're out of this, and below Friday's bar, we're probably looking to sell again. S&P 500, slightly different price action for this. We did get this low test type bar on Friday. Again, we have had the gap down, and it has closed on the S&P in the pre-trade already. Interesting time. And again, for mine, probably happy to use this bar as a bit of an indicator for us of where we're likely to go. Look, I still see a lot of uncertainty heading into the US election, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see overall moves down continue in a number of these products. Euro weekly, you look nice big range when you have a look at the Euro on a weekly chart. Let's jump out and have a look on the daily chart. And, a bit gold-esque in this regard now, starting to get in line with the 100-day moving average plus the horizontal support level that runs through here. I think that level has a bit more stuff a little bit further back as well. I'm just going to put it on the bottom of the body of those two candles for now. We'll bring it in, and yeah, you can see this. You can see this level starting to have some impact as we go back. So, the question really is, has the euro found support? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down days in a row. It's really uncommon. Even these big moves, 1, 2, 3, 4 down day, up day. 1, 2, up day, 1, 2, 3. These things tend to get broken up. It's rare for the euro sell like this. And look, decisive bar selling on the finishing on the bottom, decisive bar finishing on the bottom, decisive-ish bar finishing towards the bottom, decisive-ish bar finishing towards the bottom, decisive bar finishing on the bottom. There's a real mood to sell this thing. And frankly, as soon as you get a 4-hour close below the 100-day moving average in the horizontal level, I'll be back in this to the short side. I don't think you can get into it to the short side until then. And, to be honest, if you're looking for a long, I think you're looking for a trade back up to monthly pivot, and you're probably looking for a 4-hour bounce and the run back up there. Not my trade today, I've got to say. A lot of stuff ranging, but I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a break of this level and another push down towards monthly support 1 pre-election. Oil, well, look, we've been talking a little while. We did say that as soon as we got a 4-hour break of this level, we'd come to this level. We have done that this morning, and I would suggest to you it's time to cash up on that if you are in that. The fundamentals for oil remain the same, with massive lockdowns going on throughout Europe. The possibility of Biden bringing a massive lockdown into the US, and demand for oil is therefore falling. And we could easily see price down at this 30.62 level. If not the next couple of days, not too far away. Euro dollar, I don't know why it keeps bringing that stuff up. Euro dollar, we talked about this earlier as well. We've had the break of the range and the target down here. And we're starting to get close to that target. If you've taken that trade, we talked about a 4-hour break below here. And if you are in that, look, I'll be quite happy to take some profit now. Again, overall for mine, fundamentally, Euro looks in trouble with the amount of close downs that there are over there. Not a lot of good news out of the European Union recently, and I wouldn't be at all surprised. To see the Euro continue to push down. But I think, as I said earlier on this chart, we'll see a little bit of a hold up on it first. Dollar yen. Well, interesting for mine. A lot of us got a short dollar yen up here, from here and got this move down. Little surprised to see it pull back up. Same thing today. Gap down, pushed back up. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see dollar yen just see if it can get back up and test monthly pivot. But for now, I'm going to leave dollar yen off the trading and stay with some of the others. Look, the truth is, guys, that we're looking for a couple of days of reasonable patience right now. Personally, I won't be carrying a lot of open positions into the US elections. I'll be looking to get some positions open once we're a bit clear on, not for me who's going to win, but somebody's going to win. Really, if we get a electoral result would suggest we have a clear winner on the night, then I would suggest to you that that being the case, that we'll see the US indices bounce pretty much straight away. Probably a little bit of oil, a little bit of wind come back into gold too. If there's indecision, if it's like one of these things where we're expecting a lot of recounts, legal action, all the rest of that palaver, Look, let's talk about civil war in America over an election result. I think that's pretty unlikely. People saying it's still even slightly priced in. For me, I'm a conservative guy. I find that a little bit unlikely. But I think if we get some clarity in any of these ways, we'll see some strength. And if we get some clarity, I'm not sure that's a word. If we get some picture that's not quite so clear for us, then I think we'll see markets sell out pretty quickly, to be honest. So I think that's one of the things right now where I'm not positioning pre this election. I'm not sure that it's clear enough for me to do that. I'll be looking to trade. We'll be on here at 1:30 Singapore time on Wednesday to see if we can trade as this result comes out and see if we can make a few extra bucks and get some positions set up to trade into that Monetary Policy Committee meeting on Thursday and the non-farm payrolls on Friday, and see if we can come out Monday, Tuesday in some nice strong positions looking for some really big moves. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be on time as well. And Wednesday, there'll be no analysis show because we'll be live in the market looking for the election results. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.